One of my favorite books of all time that inspired me in finance is called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? No, it's not a racist book. It's about a black guy in private equity that bought $1 billion company in 1980, which was one of the biggest deals, or I think it might have been the actual biggest international deal done up to that point. And so today we're going to talk about private equity and how to think like a private equity pro to grow your business. All right, we are back with another episode of Wealth Building Made Simple with Allison Rife Martin, CPA. What's going on, Allison?
And we're, I guess, 1 week away now till Thanksgiving. Close. Have you got your turkey recipe all at the ready?
I am not the turkey person. Actually, let me backtrack. Let me not lie. Learning this year, and I've been learning the last few years how to fry a turkey. So it's not my recipe. It's my uncle's recipe, but I'm this is my second year doing it or third year doing it with him, so I think I'm getting it down packed.
Some would say the turkey is obviously it's the main course, but it's the creme de la creme of the meal. That's what everyone looks forward to, that and maybe pecan pie. Seems like we should be thinking about our business like the turkey, the creme de la creme of why we're here. So I know we today are going to talk about how to think like a private equity pro and grow our business so it doesn't turn into a turkey, but it becomes the turkey, the
Because
centerpiece of the dinner.
let's talk about what is private equity, Allison.
So private equity is where again, to help you provide the funding, to get the funding so that you can grow your business is basically having an investor, a third party person invest in your business. So that would, instead of like we talked about in the previous episode where you had a lender provide you capital to be able to grow your business, a private equity person would come in and say, I believe in your product, I believe in your service, I would like to invest in your company with an expectation that A, I'll get my money back at some point through either selling or just recouping my investment. And hopefully we'll be able to sell it at some point for such a great return. So if we translate that to how you as a business owner should be thinking, you should really be thinking along those lines. How should I invest my money in my business? How long do I want to keep it there? Is my business a viable business? And how much of a return do I get later in life when I want to sell it or get rid of it?
Got it. Yeah, I always think about, you have a lot of business owners that are, highly creative, right? They have an idea, they pursue the idea, they may even make money on the idea. But when you have a highly creative mind, right, discipline is sort of like secondary, you know?
Mhm.
And so I feel like private equity is very good, or that way of thinking, disciplined way of thinking is good to incorporate into your mind as a business owner, um, because the private equity folks are like disciplined. They think, hey, we're gonna get some money. We got a time frame. We got a plan. We're gonna cut costs ruthlessly. We're not gonna worry about feelings, right? And
Yeah. Yeah, there is no fee. Business is not is just business. Business isn't personal. But yeah, they expect a return. So they, much like a lender, are going to expect to see your financials on a regular basis, and they're going to make sure that you are not squandering the money that they gave you, you
hmm
know? And so they're going to have a heavy hand. And that is, I think, one downside to taking on private equity is they have a heavy hand in it. So but you have a real opportunity to learn from them. And if you really don't want private equity, you want to be the master of your business, you have to think like a private equity person and you have to be relentless about your finances. You have to be relentless about the overall goals of why you got into the business. You have to be, like you say, disciplined enough to, um, engage in activities that the goal is to make money. The goal is to, move my product along so that it's somebody, a customer wants to buy, or ultimately out when I want to retire, I can sell it for $1 billion. And I know it's worth it because I worked hard to grow it to that.
Yep. And I feel like some of the things they do are, and you can sort of lead, and I'll piggyback on some ideas if you want to, but like, so when they come in, they give you the money. What are some of the things they do, big picture, like streamlining processes or whatever, to get the business ready so I can think like a private equity person, right? So if I want to think like a equity person, outside of like getting my money, my numbers right and my math right, what are some other things that they come in and do to improve the business?
Well, they would, you would take a look at your expenses and say, is that really helping me achieve my goal of bringing my product to market? How much does it cost me to, what do they call it? Customer acquisition cost. How much does it cost me to bring in a new customer? Is my money better used instead of spending social media advertising? Should I start going to networking events? Is that the better way? Should I, and again, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
can I combine forces with another business and say, you and I are both buying napkins. Can we go in together and buy napkins from, XYZ company and get a better price for it? Are you relentless at paying attention to your terms of your when you have to pay back your vendors that you're using to help get your services? So, you have to be thinking every day in what I do is what I'm doing helping me make money and furthering, the development of my product and service that customers want to buy.
Got it. And I feel like too, what they also do, something you always talk about often, is think with the end in mind, right? I feel like they're very good at saying, and we as business owners can do it. We can say, all right, here's the value. Here's what I want my business to be worth in 12 years. I got that number from right, 12 years,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right? I wonder how we came up with that one. That's kind of
A
like,
conversation with a very smart business owner that I know
yeah,
that was telling me their
exactly,
plan.
right? Well, now she might change it to like 15, so or 10.
Right. 5 is better.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, you have to sit there and think in whatever time frame you want. Like if you want to retire at 50, what do you need to do and you're 35? What do and you want your business to be worth $1 billion, and right now it's only worth half $1 billion. Why? What do you need to do? What do you need to cut out? What do you need to be relentless in focusing on? And that's where private equity, again, they're it's not personal, it's not emotional. They just want their money back and they
Mm.
want a return on it. So they want you to be focused on, does it make you money? Does it provide the return? Is it going to help, move the needle to get the product and grow revenue?
And I feel like that's one of the benefits to having and obviously this is a plug, but it's a genuine plug of having a good CPA that's not just filing taxes, right? That's because people tend to think, oh, the CPA, they just want to kill my dreams. It's not that. They just make you like put plans to your dreams, right? So meaning like if you don't want to sell to private equity, you can have a good CPA that looks at the numbers and then sort of asks you all the questions, right, that a private equity person would ask to make sure that you're able to hit that number and reach your goals. Obviously, you probably agree with that, but what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I would agree, certainly a CPA would be to your advantage and depending upon like your revenue that you're bringing in, or you might want to actually bring someone in-house who would, but still like help you focus every single day. How much revenue did you bring in? What are your expenses? What's coming up? Are you managing terms appropriately? Do you have sufficient cash on hand to weather a storm should something happen? Yes, no, but yes, that's a CPA is so much more than a tax return, and you should take advantage of their strong understanding of your business because they want you to be successful too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think those were all of my questions. Any other thing about private equity that's important? We talked about the discipline, talked about the numbers, talked about the math, talked about utilizing a CPA, right? Having a good wealth manager, I feel like would be good too for the
I was going
planning.
to say too, for sure, to help you make sure that you're managing your investments, or managing your cash, because there are some really creative ways you can have your money in an operating account, like do like a nightly sweep. That's kind of a product that financial advisors can help you set up. There's ways to help you make sure you safeguard, consider the cybersecurity risk, so that Hacker Joe doesn't know how to take your money and all that great stuff. So just make sure you have a great team. And again, like you said, start with the end in mind. My goal is to sell the business in, 25 plus years and I want $1 billion. What do I need to do to get there? And then be relentless about it.
Absolutely. Let everybody know how they can reach you if they want to be relentless about their money.
Was it relentless in the pursuit of excellence?
Oh,
So,
I like that.
yes, you can reach me at my website, rafemartincpa.com, or you can email me at info@rafemartinaccounting.com. It'd be a fun topic to discuss.
Thanks for sharing.
Have a great day.
Philip Washington Jr. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.